I want to talk about how corrupt the judicial system in Muskegon County is. Now, I have a newspaper article that's in Muskegon County M Live, Muskegon M Live. And in the newspaper article, the prosecutor in the newspaper, Timothy Matt, was never in the courtroom with me. My court trial was in the 60th District Court with Benjamin Miedema, who was the 60th District Court prosecutor. The prosecutor that's in the newspaper is a circuit court prosecutor. I was never in the circuit court. I was charged with a misdemeanor stalking charge, and I went to trial for it. And in the newspaper, they're saying I put flowers in a younger female neighbor's yard. First of all, I was never accused of being in anybody's yard. That's not what the case had nothing to do with me being in anybody's yard. And there was no younger female in the police report. In the police report, it was a woman that was 29 years old. I sent flowers to, and the woman in the police report, as going by the name Amanda Cherry, that woman never lived in the neighborhood. According to the police report and the court transcripts, she lived in a different city. She lived in Roosevelt Park. And the Roosevelt Park police were never involved with the case. Only the Norton Shores police. And the family that I sent the flowers to, the woman's family that I sent the flowers to, their name is Pastucha, Pastucha, and the woman in the police report saying she's saying her name's Amanda Cherry, and I don't even believe that the parents, Robin Pastucha or Joseph Pastucha, I don't believe that that's their daughter. From what I know, that's not their daughter. That's not Joe's daughter or Robin Pastucha's daughter. I don't get how they passed that woman off as being their daughter in the courtroom and said that was their daughter that I sent the flowers to, and she never lived in the neighborhood. I sent flowers to a floral company to a woman who lived across the street from me. Now, I met her in 2012. When she introduced herself to me, I believe she said her name was Jamie. I could be off. I had forgot what her name was, and when I sent the flowers, I said to Robin's oldest daughter. I knew who Robin was because I went to a church a couple times that's next to the house of Highland Grand Haven, and I met somebody there who told me one of Robin's daughters, whose name is Samantha, had some sort of illness, and they were worried about her. The church was worried about her, and they were kind of like, talking about they wish the best for the family. And I was saying, oh, you mean the people that live right there? And he was saying, yeah, Robin's daughter. So that's how I knew who Robin was. So I sent the flowers as to Robin's daughter. Now, the Samantha Pastucha woman, who's Robin Pastucha's daughter, she has natural red hair. She lived at that house at 4663 Lauren Drive, and I lived at 4650 Lauren Drive. So she had natural red hair. Her sister, her name's Samantha Pastucha, her sister that I sent the flowers to looks just like her. They both have natural red hair. After my arrest, even the girl I sent the flowers to even ended up dyeing her hair color dark. But they both have natural red hair. Then there's a daughter younger than them named Kayla or Michaela, I can't remember, and she has natural blonde hair. At the court trial, Robin Pastucha said all of her daughters had brown hair and sometimes dyed their hair other colors. That was perjury right there. Like, she doesn't know the natural color of her own daughters. Get out of here. Anyhow, I sent flowers to a floral company. And originally the floral company went to the house across the street from Robin Pastucha and Joe Pastucha. And the people across the street directed them back to Robin Pastucha's house. And when they delivered the flowers, they didn't leave them at the house. The people had to accept the flowers. And the floral company told me explicitly what happened, that a man answered the door. That would have been Joe Pastucha, and he accepted the flowers for his oldest daughter, living at the house. This was for that household. So, there's no misconception or anything. And when I got arrested, the Detective Kyle Neer at the Norton Shores Police Department, he asked me, he said, did you try to pull their daughter out of the car? And I said, what daughter? Who? I said, who? And he told me he couldn't tell me. He said he couldn't tell me. He didn't say anything about Amanda Cherry. He didn't say anything about that this woman lived in Roseville. He didn't say anything. He just said, "Did you try to pull a woman out of the?" He said, "Did you send the flowers?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Did you try to pull a woman out of a car?" I said, "No, I didn't try to pull any woman out of a car." He said, "You didn't try to pull Robin's daughter out of a car." See what I'm saying? They took a woman and then they claim that I tried to pull this woman out of a car and then sent her flowers and then made YouTube videos about it when I didn't even know who the woman was. I said, I don't know who she is. I don't know who I never tried to pull any woman out of any car. So they were hoping to confuse me and trick me, and like I tried to pull some woman out of a car. I don't know what the fuck that would have been, according to their timeline, that would have been in late 2015 or early 2016, and me being 6'5" and you know, and big, you would think if I tried to pull a woman out of a car, she would have made a police report. That doesn't make any sense. So according to their timeline, that would have happened in late 2015 or early 2016. Then I sent the flowers, and then I made YouTube videos about the contract stalking that was going on in the neighborhood, and then I was making YouTube videos about the girl I sent the flowers to. But then according to this character that I put in the newspaper who goes by the Obsoletist, he even claimed him and Lynn Moore were in the comment section. They deleted the comment section, but I have it on my Facebook if people want to check it out. They deleted the comment section, but in that comment section, the Obsoletist talking about he called Silent Observer, but based on him calling the Silent Observer, he was claiming that I tried to pull the woman out of the car in August of 2016. I was on the phone yelling about pulling some guy out of the car that was following me around, and they switched it. And so I was yelling on the phone, and that's why Detective Kyle Neer came over to my house talking about you trying to pull some woman out of the car, because I was on the phone yelling about pulling some guy out of the car, the people that were gang stalking me. And so he came over to my house talking about you trying to pull some woman out of a car, like insinuating that I was trying to pull the girl out of the car that I sent the flowers to. Like he knew who the girl was that I was talking about on YouTube. He knew it wasn't really Amanda Cherry. So the timeline doesn't make any sense. Like, did I try to pull some woman out of a car after I sent her flowers and made YouTube videos about her? Or did I try to pull some woman out of a car, then send her flowers and make YouTube videos? So the timeline makes no sense in reality. Then in the newspaper, then also inside the newspaper, they're in the newspaper talking about, you know, watch Jamil Rawls' video. I watched the Obsoletist videos of Jamil Rawls. Jamil Rawls is a nutcase. And Lynn Moore is involved in me being set up. Lynn Moore is a part of a criminal element that framed me, and it's obvious. She put the Obsoletist in her newspaper article about me after all the derogatory things this guy said about me. So from my perception and the perception of the people who are watching this, she's a party to it. That'd be like me running a newspaper and some guys on YouTube saying a bunch of derogatory stuff about her, and I just throw the guy in the newspaper. And now he's talking about, like, what the fuck is that about? See what I'm saying? So the 60th District Court is the 60th District Court, from what's happened to me in that courtroom. They're operating like it's not even color of the law. They're just operating on corruption. You know, and I was framed at the 60th District Court. I was framed, and I feel bad for the public. I feel bad for the public because the public is so stupid. There's people. I bet you there's people being framed right now in the 60th District Court as I speak.